gentlemen to a blue welcome to the Havana, where the local time is approximately 10:15. We'd like to thank you so much for flying with us today. Have a great stay in the Havana area or wherever your final destination may take you.
I'm so grateful to be here.
I like it so far. It's very colorful. I like the countryside. I'm excited to go explore some more.
Yes, I did.
It's because I'm so short. Oh, I'm happy I'm with this group. It's way less. Yeah.
Ya somos amigos.
Ya, no la apriete. Ven, chica.
Okay, but a nice floral touch. Yeah. Clearly was a woman involved in that one.
It is like super well, but.
Wait, what movie?
Papa.
Is that HBO?
I mean, use that office and also have a telescope that he could see the Bay of Havana, you know, the sea.
That view's amazing.
There is no light up there. It's on the grave of the dogs.
This project has 27 years old, only one artist painting all of it. His name is Salvador Gonzalez.
Afro-Cuban dancing at the Callejon de Hamo, that was absolutely the best experience of the trip. Being able to experience such a rich theatrical tradition and to be welcomed into their space and to experience their art in such a beautiful and collaborative way was so incredibly rewarding and so nice to be able to experience on a personal level, and it was really cool.
I love it. It's a beautiful island. It's a beautiful country. And yes, it has problems like anywhere else, but we all have problems, but it's definitely been a learning experience, and it's good to meet these people and talk to them and hear their story.
Like they have 5 pounds of rice per person for household. So at the beginning of the month, people come get.
They've all just kind of welcomed us with open arms, and they've been, you know, so forthcoming and so giving and so, you know, willing to talk to us and willing to engage with us, and it's been so nice to kind of be fully immersed in their culture and to really understand what it's like to be a Cuban in Cuba. And
just the first thing I noticed is that the people are much friendlier than we are in America. Like everywhere we've gone, we've just stopped people and talked to them and asked them about what they're doing and why and how their days are, and that just couldn't happen in America. People wouldn't take time out of their days to just talk to you and show you everything that they're doing. Like everywhere we go, the people are very friendly.
¿Qué te hizo decidir a seguir este camino de un tatuador?
Tuve que decidir entre terminar la carrera de diseño o seguir haciendo tatuajes y...
Usualmente, ¿cuántas veces tienes que poner? Una vez al mes.
Derecha. Derecha. Tu carita, tu baño. 1, 2, 3. Qué manera de aguantar. Bota el aire.
We were driving out into the countryside, and I was looking out at the campo, and all the people on their horses and just like these rolling tablelands and the mountains in the distance. And I love the countryside in Cuba, and I think that is where like my heart is closest to, and I think it's beautiful. And I really love that. I love the people. I mean, I think it's funny, you know, the people on the trip with us, you know, Isabel and Mayra, you know, they've already basically adopted me as like a second son, and it's the same with so many people.
Gracias. Mucha suerte en la vida.
Igual.
Cubans as a whole, and I've noticed it in the countryside as well, are so nice. Well, on the way to Viñales, at the the cascada, the waterfall there, I felt so happy when we went to this waterfall, and I just said, okay, I'm gonna go in. And you get this sort of childlike joy out of just saying you're gonna do something and doing it. And so I just kind of stripped down my shorts and went up and climbing up this thing, you know, and the moss on the rocks, and, you know, the water's pounding down on you. But it was beautiful, and you could see this little gorge going down with this jungle creek going through beneath the waterfall. It's like, wow, you know, this is really cool. But I remember when we were finishing the hike, and just towards the end, we were soaked with sweat, you know, but it was this experience, this adventure of just being dirty, soaked with sweat, but you're in this beautiful country and you've been walking through it for 4 hours, you know, and I think that's really cool. I think that's like, I mean, not to sound cheesy or anything, but that's what life's about, you know, moments like that.
This is what death looks like.
Picasso se destacó muchísimo en su época.
I just feel like I'm walking around in someone else's imagination.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit angry. Something I know the best. Turn around.
Todas las personas que pudieron.
I got a new buddy.
Toilets?
She's my best friend.
The guinea pig is Fifi. We put the guinea pig here. Very slow to don't make it dizzy. We spin around.
15, Fifi. 15's right next to 16.
que te den algo bueno later. You should get a good snack.
Basta.
Fifi?
One,
Fifi?
11. Wow! 12. You tell 11? No.
I just caught this crocodile. Oh, blimey. Look at these claws. This is a real venomous one right here. Have you ever heard a crocodile sing? Ay, relájate.
Estoy aquí con mi amigo, señor Serpiente. He pasado mucho tiempo con él.
I expected there to be more animosity between people in the U.S. and Cuba, but everyone now is like more open, they're more friendly, they'll do anything for you. I guess that's just who they are.
I think it's different than I expected from what I've been told my whole life, and I think just seeing the culture, like seeing how much culture there is, has surprised me the most. I mean, I knew there was going to be a lot of culture, but just seeing that's like, it's really who they are.
I mean, there's so much to learn here. There's so much to take away from the people, from the culture, from everything here. It's so beautiful. It's just so rich with culture and life and love and just connection between everybody, you know? Just come, just learn about it.
The people are very strong and they endure no matter what, and I think they don't need anyone's help. I think that they're good, you know?
I would definitely say that Cuba is a gorgeous country. I think people have their preconceived notions about what Cuba's like, and they're not able to come here and actually experience it. So when you do get to come here, your eyes are completely open to something truly amazing. And one thing that I love about Cuba is how natural and original it is. So people here are able to make things out of nothing or grow food out in the mountains, and just really, they're really attached to their roots. And I think that's something that America's lost. And so that's just really special to me to see, and to come back and rein yourself in from commercialism and having to like live off of the land here and eat pure food and just do everything old school. So I really like that. Our generation, although we are so stuck in commercialism and technology, we actually do crave coming out of that and just being in nature, because it's something that we don't get a lot nowadays. So I feel like it's a break, and having that break is really, really cool. Seeing it from this point of view really opened my eyes up into how people actually live because of the embargo that America has put on Cuba. So it does make me think about American society, in that maybe there's some things that America needs to change to improve itself, and maybe America does not have to always be obligated to change everybody else's society. So maybe that's an important thing that we can learn from this trip.
Like before I came, I was thinking it was just gonna be like a lot of poverty, and like I was thinking the people were gonna hate us more than they are, but they actually really like us, and they are really nice to us, and they're really accepting, and they really like Americans, and they're not judgmental or anything, and they want to learn about our country too, and they want us to learn about theirs.
I think college is all about experiencing new things and learning as much as you can about as many people as you can, and the important thing about study abroad is you can experience a new place in the world that you haven't been before, or take a new leap into something new, but you do it with the guidance of people who know what they're doing, the guidance of an institution that will help you get the best out of your experience. You know, if you come to Cuba with your family or not on an educational tour, you might not get the same experience, but study abroad in particular will help you travel the world and get the most out of your travels. And you know, specifically with theater is about people, and it's about experiences, and it's about telling stories, and you can't tell stories unless you've heard people tell stories. You can't understand the way that people experience the world, and you can't give that back to them if you haven't experienced as much of the world as you can. So I think theater majors in particular benefit from study abroad because they benefit from having a breadth of knowledge and a breadth of experience.
Amanda la que manda. I love you, Amanda. Hey, you. I love you, Amanda. Okay, it's one problem, my doggy. Yeah, remember Obama? Obama, I love you, yes or no? I love you, Obama, no problem. Okay, do you like Donald Trump? Oh my God, what happened? Do you like Trump?
Cubans are amazing. I love them all. They all seem to love me, so.
Yeah, I think Americans should travel everywhere. And because this place has been so restricted for so long, yeah, I think they should, because I don't think we understand like how our policies regarding Cuba affect the Cuban people. I think we just think of it as the Cuban government, with like in regards to how we view them. But a lot of what we do just affects the people. It's the most beautiful place I've been so far. The people have just been so hospitable and so great and caring and kind and really open to Americans.
I think really just the people are what has stuck out to me, and I like how there's no advertisements. It's interesting seeing just a completely different culture, because our culture is really just focused around consumerism and buying stuff, and it's weird experiencing something different than that, but I like it.
World, when you're young, is laid out to you as a map. And you make these preconceived notions, or at least I did, of what is in that map, you know. So for the majority of my life, just where I came from, in the United States, Cuba was kind of this dark black hole. No one's allowed to go there. It's full of communists. It's kind of a dark place, you don't want to go there. And I think that's the same for a lot of people. They kind of see the whole world as this free fire zone full of, terrorists and Delta Force and, cartels running around killing each other. But for me, this preconceived notion of Cuba, after going here and after seeing the people, was destroyed. It's a beautiful place, and the people are beautiful, the country is beautiful, and it's like, so I think when you go on a study abroad trip like this, you're allowed to go back through that map that you that you were given as a child, and you're allowed to kind of smash those old notions of what is in that map.
I feel like it was a pretty positive first experience traveling, realizing how great the people here are and how great of an experience it turned out being. No one else in my family has had an experience like this, so it's definitely, I can definitely feel just this little 2-week people to people change in some ideas. Better understanding, realizing the importance of understanding things outside of just what you know and home.
Pinto!
You like it? At first I was scared, but then it was, okay, this is cool. It was nice, I enjoyed it. It was peaceful, we got to go through the mountains. Yeah, it was cool.
That was the scariest thing I've ever did in my life, and I'm just gonna drive my Volvo.
It only hurt when my horse started galloping, but then after that.
I'm glad that I did it, but I'm still shaking.
Well, I've been able to appreciate my life in America more, but also appreciate how Cubans live as well. So I think just especially for me, seeing the El Toque and the independent journalists and seeing how journalists here have to operate, and I think the journalists here probably have the most important jobs in journalism in the world, because they're fighting to actually tell the truth and give people an accurate picture in the world and spread Cuban culture. And people in America say journalists have it hard because of a lot of different reasons, but I think it's really the Cuban journalists who probably have it worse. It would be something that I would want to do if I were them. I wouldn't go work for Grandma or one of those papers like that. I think I'll have a greater appreciation for people who don't have as much as we do in America, and just simple things like Wi-Fi and toilet paper. I think every time I go into a bathroom, I'm surprised at what I see because it's different every single time.
Take a picture of that grandma.
Yes, I kind of wish people in the United States were more friendly and more outgoing, honestly. I really liked Cuban Afro culture and the art and the dancing. I like that as well. And I also really like just getting to know Julio and Isabel and all those, and people that we met on the trip at the pig roast and different things. And even seeing some of the art was really fun, and learning about the government and how it was. So study abroad I think is very important because it lets students come in a safe environment in college and enjoy and learn. It's so much more rewarding than a classroom ever could be, because you're learning hands-on, and I think it's an invaluable experience.
It's my first trip to a foreign country, and I've never really experienced a culture other than my own to this degree, and I definitely caught the travel bug. Now I want to go everywhere.
I need to complain less, I think, honestly. I need to realize my life could be a lot harder. I could not have toilet seats. I could have to pay to use the bathroom. I really it made me appreciate another country, and it made me appreciate my own country, and yeah.
I think it's a good experience for you to learn about other cultures and test yourself and learn more about yourself as well.
The whole world's a lot more beautiful and deep than you would think it is. So yeah, I think that whole map that you have as you grow up, it's your responsibility if you want to know this world to go out and see it for yourself, so you can start reconfiguring that map.
I just hope I can come back to Cuba one day, and after I share my stories through my blogs at home, hopefully I'll be able to inspire somebody else based on what I've learned here, because it was a really, really great trip, and I'm so happy I got to come.
We should come back to Cuba next year.